Brady now on first down. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. In this weather, any big play in the passing game, that's just a bonus, right?
It certainly is, but oftentimes offenses think in clement weather plays to their advantage because you know where you're going on offense. Defenders have to react, and they often slip.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Play action, now it's Brady. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that
play. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
From the 44, Brady. That is caught by Anderson. And finally out of bounds, just a few yards short of the goal line at the 3. A big play that time for Cleveland.
Things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
Mixon. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Mixon again. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Here's a quick throw right side. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Robbie Anderson there to make the grab. And the Browns are on the board first here in this AFC Championship game. The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. First carry for Leonard Fournette. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Throwing is Jackson. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
Jackson now. Throw right side, going to be caught by Hardman. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up a touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. He completes it to Julio Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
A handoff, Fournette running left. And he's got this down to the 35.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go play action with Jackson. Rolling to his right. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Here's 2nd and a yard. The first carry now. This is Hill. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
A run for Hill. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now Leonard Fournette. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool.
Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Robert Tonyan there to make the grab. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7 as the kick's away. Pulls it in at the 13. And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. These two teams all tied after 1. The Browns drive about to get started. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Now Brady, maybe a free play here. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Dante Jackson picks it.
So now it appears they're going to accept the penalty, which means take away the interception. Also means keep your defense on the field. Don't understand this one one bit.
Running left, it's Mixon. And he stopped immediately there.
The linebacker, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, on the tackle.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now Brady. Catch is made here by Irv Smith Jr. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Completes this out left to Ruggs.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it.
And the Steelers are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Well, they were in a great position to take the lead, Charles. Obviously, all they needed was a field goal to do that. They wanted the touchdown. Unfortunately, they're going to get neither.
And you know every offense talks about the same thing each week, don't they, Brandon? They want to end every drive with a kick, whether it's a field goal attempt, a point after the touchdown, or at worst, a punt. This time they had that opportunity but didn't get it because you know the field shrinks that close to the end zone, and that allows the defense to tighten up their coverage, and they picked that one off.
Second and 10.
Play action. It's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. Jackson. He completes it to Jones. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory. A big play there on 4th and 2. On the defensive side of the ball, that's the definition of frustrated. You get them to 4th down, and then you allow a chunk play like that in the passing game.
Almost felt as if that play was drawn up in the dirt on the sideline. They pulled that from a game plan that wasn't this game, and they still made it work.
That's the way. Hey, turn it out.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. Flush to his right. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And the Steelers are going to have a first and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a first and goal.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 2 yards on that one. Second and goal now. AFC title game, second quarter action. 2 minutes to play. They'll give Fournette another crack. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. A pretty big play now in this AFC Championship. Third and goal. Now it's Jackson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And the Browns will take over here at their own 14-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. To throw, it's Brady. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, it's Brady. Eluding the pressure right. It's caught. Smith. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down. So on fourth down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Hardman on the return. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 31 yards on the punt there. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Landon Collins. And the Browns are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. So they took their shot. It was a pretty good heave, but in the end, the free safety is the one who comes away with the football.
And 2 of the traits that you look for in a good free safety, range and decision-making. Both on display right there, and it didn't hurt that he's got a good pair of hands, too.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And got his man complete. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
On this stage, conference championship game, every play is magnified, and that was a big play.
No doubt about it. One thing that has these guys a step away from a shot at the big game Their big playability. They can strike from anywhere.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. So we are halfway home to figuring out who will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And they have work to do in this second half if they want to earn that berth to the Super Bowl.
And I'm pretty sure this is where their coaches at halftime were saying don't panic, and then demonstrating it by not making a lot of drastic changes to the game plan. Let's just get back to doing what we've been doing all year long. That should be more than good enough. Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
Couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory.
From the 47, it's 2nd and 5.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Patrick Queen.
And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
The tackle by Robert Quinn. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now a play fake. Brady. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. A handoff, running left, Mixon. This carry with the extra effort is going to get him stopped up just shy of the 10. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Now a quick throw out wide to Ruggs.
Touchdown, Browns.
Henry Ruggs.
An 11-yard touchdown. And the Browns add on to their lead. Tucker with the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson being chased out left. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Here's Jackson to throw. forced out to his left. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
Zero.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw here into the hands of Jones.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. They'll throw on first down with Jackson.
That's going to be caught by Waddle.
Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the third. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Leonard Fournette there to make the grab. And the Steelers are able to make this a close game again. And oh, it's no good on the PAT. So they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
And a short kick taken at about the 16. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
The Browns drive about to get started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll get this out wide to Metcalf.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
One quarter remains until we crown the AFC champion. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back to Mixon on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Brady. He's got Smith here. And some room to roam now. And they move this all the way down to the 9. What a luxury to have a tight end that can not only catch it, but then can run after the catch like that.
What was the old expression back in the good old days? That they used to carry pianos on their backs when they were after they caught the football. Someone would stop and bang out a tune along the way as well. But nowadays, these guys are essentially bulked up wide receivers, and they are a full part of the passing game. And we see a lot of big plays as we just saw there.
Well, no doubt here in the fourth quarter, this is a huge defensive series.
Hey, they can read the scoreboard. They realize if they give up a field goal here, this game might be out of reach. They understand the stakes and are playing accordingly.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
A lot of tired bodies guys on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good, and that will bump the lead up to 11. So that's, CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Keeps himself upright. He lost 9 there. That's really going to set him back for 2nd down. Jackson now. Flushed out right. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. Well, there is still time to recover from this. It remains a 2-score game even with the 2 points there. But let's just say things not trending in the right direction.
I like that phrase. I'm going to say it along with you. Things are definitely not trending in the right direction. They needed something on that drive. Instead, they gave up 2 points and a lot of hope.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the gun to give to Mixon. Mixon hit, and all the ball is out. And it looks like Steeler football. It is.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game. So hold on here, not done in the 4th. Jackson on 1st down. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And the Browns are going to take over at their own 41. And that pretty much has been the storyline, Charles. This defense, they seem to be one step ahead from the start of the game until now.
And you identified it perfectly, and we can see the frustration that's settling in now. And it's probably been there for a long time. But now it's evident because you can see it in their faces, you can see it in their body language, maybe even a little bit in that play call that ended up maybe closing them out.
54 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
On play action, now Brady. And he gets this in the hands of Mixon. And oh my goodness, he loses it again. 2nd time he's fumbled in this game. Fortunate for him, this one goes out of bounds.
And the key for him now is how much equity have you built up with your coaching staff? How much equity have you built up with your team to continue to get opportunities? Fortunate that one went out of bounds, saved him from a turnover.
And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
I'm sure that that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 15-yard line. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down if they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up. That'd be the time to do it.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Robert Quinn able to take him down. It's a loss of 3. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Brady. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. The fourth touchdown pass of the game for Tom Brady.
And the Browns are moving closer to the franchise's first ever appearance in a Super Bowl as they extend their lead.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Taken from about the 12. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And their dream of a Super Bowl berth so close 3 quarters ago, but obviously if it hasn't already, they need points here and in a hurry.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. To throw again on second down. Jackson caught on the right side by Jones. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. They go play action now. Jackson. He'll find Jones again. Complete. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be fourth down. He's got his man. That's Hardman. After getting this one across the 40. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Man open, here is Jones. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A big connection on that one. 34 yards. Now Jackson on first down. This is caught. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Julio Jones. 25 yards for the touchdown.
And the Steelers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that cuts this lead down to 13. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. Oh, and I think they got it. Yes, the Steelers have it. Well, that certainly makes things more interesting. You get the score, then you get the onside kick. A little uphill battle still, but a start.
It's not mission accomplished, but the plan is working. They are in a great spot right now, and the best part, they put the defense right back out on the field after having already scored.
Yeah, they've got a man. It's caught at the 6-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. After the big play, a chance to finish now on first and goal.
Throwing, Jackson.
And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's second and goal.
Jackson. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
Jackson.
And this is caught. So it's a late touchdown, but maybe too late. Still a little time left on the clock, however. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And this will be recovered by the Browns hands team, and that should just about write a finish to this one. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Charles, let's focus for a second on the losing side. In a couple months, they may look back and say, wow, it was a great season. But right now, I guarantee they're feeling no sugarcoating on this one.
And you can already see the T-shirts at training camp next year, can't you? Unfinished business. Because they've got to find a way to motivate these guys to go through all the same pain, right? All the same tough stuff, and find their way back and give themselves a chance to win this game again next year.
These players are on the last year of their contract. Re-sign them to avoid losing them next season.
The Vikings are on the clock now. What direction will they go? On the clock now, the Ravens. On the clock now, it's the Titans. The Jets now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. All right, on the clock now, the Lions. The Browns are now on the clock. All right, it's now the Vikings' turn. They're up. All right, the Ravens are now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Falcons. Okay, the Steelers on the clock now. All right, now on the clock, the Rams. All right, it's the Browns now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. Okay, the Ravens are on the clock now. Okay, it's the Titans now on the clock. All right, it's the Steelers now on the clock. Okay, it's the Rams up now. They're on the clock. Okay, the Browns on the clock now. And now on the clock, it's the Vikings. The Ravens are up now. Let's see what direction they go. Okay, next up, it's the Broncos on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. The Titans now on the clock. And the Browns on the clock now. Let's see what direction they go in. Now the Packers are on the clock. Who do they have their eye on? Now we turn to the Browns. They're on the clock. The Jaguars are up now. Let's see what direction they go in. On the clock now, the Ravens.